Let's shift gears to David now. We did get a TMZ exclusive last night or yesterday. TMZ exclusive, David investigators view him as suspect in Celeste Rivas' apparent homicide. Okay, so yesterday, 2:11 p.m. Pacific. So yeah, I mean about 24 hours ago, they're calling it apparent homicide, which remember earlier they were like, we can't say for sure, or whatever. They still aren't saying for sure, but let's read what this exclusive is. David is viewed as a suspect in the death of Celeste Rivas, the teenager who was found decomposing in his Tesla. Law enforcement sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ. Now, this comes right after, the day after, all these news sources were reporting that there's no arrest coming soon. With the situation of there's no arrest coming soon. The very next day, David is apparently a suspect. Now, very importantly, he hasn't been officially named as a suspect. This is TMZ quoting an unnamed law enforcement source. We don't know who that is. As far as TMZ knows, there's no paperwork classifying David as a suspect, but as one of the sources told them, investigators are looking at David as a suspect. We're also told they're viewing Celeste's death as a homicide, even though the medical examiner has yet to determine cause or manner of death. Investigators are still awaiting the toxicology results. Now, again, this article came out yesterday. It was like a breaking exclusive. One source claims the police investigation revealed that around the spring of 2025, so spring this year, David took an inexplicable trip in the middle of the night to a remote area of Santa Barbara County and remained there for several hours. It is also unclear why a spring trip would be on LAPD's radar. We have not been able to find a photo or video of Celeste, dating more recently than September last year, 2024. David was living in the Hollywood Hills in a rental home. Cops searched the property for blood evidence, and his Tesla was abandoned on a nearby street and towed to an impound lot where Celeste's body was later found in the front trunk. Celeste's body was decomposing when it was found in the plastic bag. So they're going back to this plastic bag story. In early September, and the sources say, okay, this is breaking as of yesterday. It looks like the body was, we'll say, cut, you know what I mean, right there up, and that the manner in which Celeste was dismembered. Okay, so again, we're doubling back down at TMZ about this dismemberment narrative, strongly suggests whoever did it had help from other people. Okay, one more time, Celeste's body was decomposing when it was found in a plastic bag in early September. And TMZ's exclusive law enforcement sources say it looks like the body was, and that the manner, not only was it dismembered, but the manner in which it was dismembered, quote, strongly suggests whoever did it had help from other people. It's unclear if cops have any suspects other than David, and also David has not been officially named as a suspect by the cops. This is TMZ reporting, okay? LAPD told Harvey and TMZ 2 days ago, Monday, they are not even close to making an arrest. We reached out to David's camp. So far, no word back. I want to point out too, Fox News LA, Rolling Stone, and the New York Post also reached out for a comment to the LAPD. And the people who they talked to at the LAPD, again, New York Post, The Guardian, or New York Post, Fox LA, and Rolling Stone, they were not able to get independent confirmation from the LAPD of this stuff. Like, they called and were like, hey, we're reading in TMZ that David is a suspect. Can you confirm that? And the LAPD was like, no, we cannot confirm that. So they didn't say, no, he's not, but they just kind of refused to confirm. Now, could that mean that perhaps some of them have a special inside source with the LAPD willing to talk and some of them don't? Sure. That's what that could mean. Now, just a couple hours ago, we got this TMZ article. Investigators believe David had help dismembering and disposing of the body. Singer David has been deemed a suspect in connection with the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez, and a police source is speaking out about how authorities believe he is connected to the case. The police source alleges to People Magazine. Okay, so People Magazine got an exclusive. Okay. The police source alleges to People Magazine that the 20-year-old singer, whose real name is David Anthony Burke, quote, most likely had help dismembering and disposing of the body. So we're getting a little bit same and a little bit different or a little bit more context here. He is alleged to not only be a suspect in the unaliving, but also the dismembering and the disposing of the body. The source also claims that while David has not been charged with the crime, he, quote, has not been cooperative in the investigation. So y'all listen, sources telling People Magazine or people.com explicitly directly, David has not been cooperative. Now, David's representative previously told NBC News Los Angeles that he was fully cooperating with authorities. The LAPD did not immediately respond to people for comment when they reached out today. On September 8th, Rivas was found dead in the trunk of the singer's impounded Tesla, one day after what would have been her 15th birthday. This is while David was on tour. The car was reported abandoned in the Hollywood Hills. No, it was reported by neighbors. Neighbors told NBC Los Angeles it had been there for about a month. Officers responded to the scene after others reported a foul odor coming from the vehicle in the Hollywood tow lot. Her body was identified by the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner, which listed her cause and manner of death as deferred. The police source tells People that investigators are treating this like a homicide and adds that the girl's body was decomposing when it was found in a plastic bag. The Riverside County Sheriff's Office said Rivas had been reported missing from Lake Elsinore, California, at least 3 times in 2024. Residents claim the teen had run away from home before, though her last known whereabouts remain unclear. LAPD captain and commanding officer Scott Williams previously told People Magazine that Rivas had been dead for several weeks prior to her body being discovered. He also confirmed that LAPD did serve a search warrant at a residence near where the car was towed. Okay. Let me go to the next article to just get to the stuff I have time to get to before we have to rush over to the Howard Rubin investigation. That's the Soros financier who was doing that stuff allegedly to the Playboy Playmates, and now he's being charged. We're going to talk about that on BJ Investigates. Okay, so this is ABC News. They apparently allegedly have kind of like another insight to it. David, considered as suspect in investigation, this is yesterday, 7:00 p.m., was reported missing last year. According to sources, her body was dismembered, and the process of it and disposing of it is believed to have likely involved more than one person. So here we're getting more than one. Some sources say multiple. Does that mean more than one? Does that mean 3? Does that mean 6? I don't know. A lot of people are seeing the number 5 flash. I also kind of feel a strong inclination toward 5 total people in this ring. But I have no idea. I mean, who knows? That's a delusion. Who knows? Investigators have been in contact with multiple people they believe were involved in the case in some way. Investigators said they believe that the medical examiner will have a cause of death determined soon. Okay, so investigators said, breaking as of last night, they do believe the LA County Medical Examiner will determine the cause of death soon, which will be critical in finally making an arrest and determining charges. The teen may have been dead for several weeks before her body was discovered. Officers responded to the impound lot. Authorities located the body. The Tesla had been in the impound lot for 2 days. Allegedly, David is not cooperating with the investigations. It's the second news source that's saying they had contact with the source and a source, and David is not cooperating. ABC News has reached out to his representative and lawyer for comment several times, but has not received a response. Following the identification of the body in mid-September, David's home that he had been staying in was raided. David, who first went viral on TikTok, has 4 million followers. European leg of the tour was shut down. His tour canceled. Also, a deluxe edition of Romantic Homicide was set to be released September 19th, also paused. A source close to the situation previously told ABC News. Okay, so, but again, I do want to be very, very, very clear. David has not even been officially named as a suspect. And so for me, I would like to see more evidence before personally, deciding on, just deciding somebody's guilty of something so heinous and so horrible. Hello, everybody. Thanks for watching the channel. What you just saw was a clip from a longer video. If you want to watch the full video, you can do that right here, or I don't know, here. One of those spots. Also, do me a favor. Make sure you didn't get unsubscribed. Sometimes that happens. Did you like the video? Love you, Minnie. Okay, bye.